Are you over 75 and unknowingly doing things that could steal your independence, devastate your health, or even end your life within months? In the next few minutes, you'll discover 15 critical mistakes that seniors over 75 make every single day, and the simple changes that can add years to your life starting right now. One phrase you probably say to family members could be the reason you end up losing your home and independence, and it happens to thousands of seniors every year. Arthur, a 77-year-old from Pennsylvania, thought he was doing everything right to stay healthy and independent. Within 6 months, 3 seemingly innocent decisions, things he said, habits he maintained, and places he visited, landed him in the hospital twice and forced him into assisted living. His children later learned that all these mistakes were completely preventable. Phrase 1. I'll handle it myself. Telling family you'll handle complex tasks alone, like finances, legal documents, or home repairs, puts you at severe risk of scams, mistakes, and dangerous situations. After 75, your ability to detect fraud decreases significantly, not because you're less intelligent, but because scammers have become incredibly sophisticated at exploiting normal age-related changes in decision-making. The FBI reports that seniors over 75 lose over $3 billion annually to scams, with those who refuse help being primary targets because criminals know there's no one reviewing decisions or questioning suspicious requests. Handling financial decisions alone makes you vulnerable to investment scams, romance fraud, and tech support cons that drain accounts in hours. Attempting complex home repairs alone leads to falls from ladders, electrical shocks, and injuries that land you in hospitals. When you lose savings to a scammer and simultaneously injure yourself, you have neither money nor physical ability to remain independent. Franklin, an 80-year-old from Ohio, insisted on handling his own investments and home maintenance. He lost $40,000 to an investment scam and broke his hip falling off a ladder while trying to repair his roof. Create a help team of at least 2 trusted family members or friends who review important decisions, finances, and contracts with you. This isn't losing control. This is adding a safety net that catches mistakes before they become catastrophes. Set up a simple system where any financial decision over $500 requires a phone call to your help team first. This boundary could save tens of thousands of dollars. Ask for help today before a scammer, fall, or costly mistake destroys what you've spent a lifetime building. Your independence isn't measured by doing everything alone, but by how long you can continue living the life you love. Phrase 2. My memory is fine. Denying or minimizing memory problems prevents early diagnosis of treatable conditions and delays interventions that could preserve your cognitive function for years. Many seniors dismiss memory lapses as normal aging when they're actually early warning signs of conditions that respond well to early treatment. Johns Hopkins neurologists emphasize that early-stage dementia and memory issues are most treatable in the first 6 to 12 months after symptom onset. After that window closes, treatments become less effective and cognitive decline accelerates rapidly. Dismissing forgotten appointments, repeated questions, or misplaced items as normal aging means missing the critical treatment window. What you think is harmless forgetfulness could be vitamin B12 deficiency, thyroid problems, medication side effects, or early Alzheimer's, all of which have different treatments depending on how quickly they're addressed. Rapid cognitive decline, missed medications causing health crises, dangerous situations like leaving stoves on, and progression to irreversible stages happen when you deny problems instead of addressing them. Denise, a 76-year-old from Michigan, denied memory problems for over a year, despite family concerns. By the time she sought help, her condition had progressed beyond the stage where interventions would have been most effective. Track your memory honestly by writing down instances when you forget things and share this log with your doctor immediately. Keep a small notebook where you record every time you can't remember a name, miss an appointment, or repeat yourself. Bring this log to your doctor and say clearly, "I'm concerned about these memory issues. I want to be evaluated." Don't minimize or make excuses. Present facts and request proper cognitive testing. Early intervention can slow decline by years, but only if you admit the problem exists right now. Every month you spend in denial is a month of potential treatment lost forever. Phrase 3. I don't want to be a burden. Refusing to ask for necessary help because you fear being a burden actually creates far bigger burdens when emergencies happen. This phrase, though well-intentioned, is one of the most destructive things seniors say. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that seniors who delay asking for help have 3 times higher emergency hospitalization rates than those who accept regular assistance. Small, manageable help now prevents massive, overwhelming crises later. Not asking for help with grocery shopping, transportation, or household tasks leads to malnutrition because you can't shop for fresh food, social isolation because you can't get to activities, and missed medical appointments because you have no transportation. These problems eventually require far more intensive care than simple weekly assistance would have required. Preventable crises force family members to drop everything, take time off work, and provide 24-hour emergency care. Vincent, a 79-year-old from Texas, refused to ask his daughter for help with grocery shopping because he didn't want to bother her. He gradually stopped eating fresh foods, became malnourished and collapsed, requiring hospitalization and 2 weeks of intensive family care. Schedule regular help now, including weekly check-ins, transportation to appointments and grocery assistance before crisis forces the issue. Sit down with family this week and create a regular help schedule. Maybe your son brings groceries every Sunday. Maybe your daughter drives you to appointments. Maybe you sign up for meal delivery twice weekly. These small scheduled helps prevent the 2 a.m. phone call your family dreads. Accepting small help now prevents becoming a massive burden during an emergency later. The question is whether your family helps you on your terms with scheduled manageable assistance or on crisis terms with emergency overwhelming intervention. Phrase 4. I can drive anywhere I want. Insisting you can still drive to all destinations despite family concerns puts lives at deadly risk. After 75, driving ability changes in ways often invisible to the driver but obvious to others. The CDC reports that drivers over 75 have significantly higher crash rates per mile driven, with fatality rates comparable to teen drivers. When seniors crash, their fragile bodies suffer far more severe injuries. Refusing to limit driving results in getting lost in confusing areas, causing panic and dangerous decisions, accidents in complex traffic your reflexes can't handle, and wrong-way driving on highways. Fatal accidents where you kill pedestrians or other drivers, permanent license loss after serious crashes, criminal liability including potential jail time, and crushing psychological guilt over causing preventable tragedy are the stakes. Warren, an 81-year-old from Florida, insisted he could drive anywhere despite family concerns. He became confused on an unfamiliar highway, drove the wrong way, and caused a crash that seriously injured 2 people. He lost his license permanently and faces ongoing legal consequences. Voluntarily limit driving to daytime hours only, familiar routes within 5 miles of home, low traffic times, and accept rides for longer trips or complex routes. By limiting driving to situations where you're safest, you protect your right to keep driving in those situations. Most seniors who fight for unrestricted driving end up losing all privileges after a crash. Use ride services or family help for challenging drives. Self-limit your driving today before the law or a tragedy forces you to stop permanently. You can maintain some driving independence longer by being smart about when and where you drive. Phrase 5. I'll skip this appointment. Casually cancelling medical appointments because you feel okay allows life-threatening conditions to progress silently until they become emergencies. After 75, your body has less reserve to bounce back from medical problems, making regular monitoring absolutely critical. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that seniors over 75 who skip routine appointments have 60% higher rates of preventable complications. These appointments aren't optional maintenance. They're early warning systems designed to catch problems while they're still fixable. Skipping cardiology follow-ups means missing dangerous heart rhythm changes, medication adjustments that prevent heart attacks, or early signs of heart failure that can be monitored before becoming critical. Cancelling diabetes checks means missing rising blood sugar, damaging nerves, kidneys, and blood vessels silently. Sudden heart attacks, massive strokes causing permanent paralysis, uncontrolled diabetes leading to amputations, and cancer discovered too late to treat are consequences of skipped appointments. Claudia, a 78-year-old from California, cancelled 3 cardiology appointments because she felt fine. She had a massive heart attack that could have been prevented with the medication adjustment her doctor had planned. Treat every medical appointment as non-negotiable by arranging transportation in advance, writing appointments on multiple calendars, setting phone reminders 1 week and 1 day before, and never cancelling unless physically unable to leave home. If transportation is the issue, many medical offices can arrange rides. If you're afraid of bad news, remember that bad news caught early is almost always better than bad news discovered in an emergency room. That appointment you're considering skipping could be the one that saves your life. Every appointment you attend is an investment in staying alive and independent. Habit 1. Living alone without daily check-ins. Living completely alone without anyone checking on you daily creates life-threatening risk when falls, strokes, or emergencies happen, and no one knows you need help. The National Institute on Aging reports that seniors who fall and can't get help face severe complications, including rhabdomyolysis, where muscle tissue breaks down from lying immobile, releasing proteins into blood that cause kidney failure. Many seniors have died from dehydration and organ failure after lying on floors for days following falls that weren't immediately fatal. Falling in your bathroom at night when no one knows to check on you means lying on the floor for days, suffering organ damage from immobility, dehydration causing kidney failure, pressure sores that become infected, and preventable death from what should have been survivable. Raymond, an 82-year-old from Arizona, lived alone without check-ins. He fell and couldn't reach his phone. He was found 3 days later by a neighbor who noticed mail piling up. He survived but suffered permanent kidney damage. Establish mandatory daily check-in calls where you contact a designated person at the same time every day, and if you miss it without explanation, they come immediately or send authorities for welfare checks. Set a daily alarm for check-in time. Call your designated person. Have a simple code. You say you're fine or need help. If they don't hear from you within 30 minutes, they act. Consider medical alert systems with fall detection that automatically call for help if you fall and don't get up. Set up your daily check-in system today because tomorrow's fall could be the one you can't get up from. Living alone is a choice you can make safely, but only with proper safety systems in place. Habit 2. Mixing alcohol with medications. Drinking wine, beer, or cocktails while taking prescription medications without asking if it's safe causes serious problems. Most seniors don't realize alcohol interactions with medications become far more dangerous after 75 because your body processes both slower. Research from Johns Hopkins shows that alcohol interactions with common senior medications cause over 40,000 hospitalizations annually in adults over 75. Drinking just 1 glass of wine with blood pressure medication can cause pressure to drop dangerously low, leading to falls and unconsciousness. Mixing alcohol with diabetes medications causes unpredictable blood sugar swings. Combining alcohol with pain relievers dramatically increases bleeding risk. Brenda, a 77-year-old from Georgia, had 1 glass of wine with dinner while taking blood pressure medication. She stood up, felt dizzy, fell, and broke her wrist. Before your next drink, call your pharmacist and ask specifically if alcohol is safe with your current medications. Read warning labels on every prescription bottle. Many explicitly state, "Do not use with alcohol," but people ignore these warnings. If you take multiple medications, interactions become even more complex and dangerous. Your pharmacist can review your complete medication list and tell you definitively whether alcohol is safe. Make that call today, before tonight's drink becomes tomorrow's emergency. This isn't about judging your choices. This is about preventing preventable hospitalizations and deaths. Habit 3. Using step stools or ladders. Climbing on step stools, ladders, or chairs to reach high objects after 75 is one of the fastest ways to life-altering injury. Your balance, reflexes, and bone density have all declined significantly, even if you don't feel different. The CDC reports that falls from even 2 to 3 feet cause hip fractures in seniors over 75 at 5 times the rate of younger seniors. Standing on chairs to reach high shelves or climbing ladders to change light bulbs can result in falls causing head trauma leading to brain bleeding, broken hips requiring surgery with long recovery, and spinal injuries causing paralysis. Luther, an 83-year-old from Illinois, climbed on a step stool to reach a box on a high closet shelf. He lost balance, fell, and broke his hip. After surgery and rehabilitation, he never regained previous mobility and now uses a walker permanently. Install reaching tools in every room and keep them by your bed, in the kitchen, and in closets. Move all frequently used items to lower shelves where you can reach them without climbing. Always ask someone else to reach high objects, change high light bulbs, or get items from high storage. Call a family member, neighbor, or handyman service. The small cost is nothing compared to months in a hospital. Remove all step stools from your home today before they become your worst enemy. If you don't have them available, you can't use them in a moment of poor judgment. Habit 4. Ignoring new pain or symptoms. Waiting to see if new pain, weakness, confusion, or symptoms go away on their own is deadly after 75, when your body has less reserve to recover and conditions progress faster. Harvard Medical School research shows that seniors who wait more than 48 hours to report acute symptoms have dramatically worse outcomes than those who seek immediate attention. Ignoring new chest discomfort for days thinking it's indigestion could mean missing warning signs of impending massive heart attack. Dismissing sudden weakness on one side as fatigue might mean ignoring a mini-stroke warning you a major stroke is coming. Massive strokes causing permanent paralysis instead of mini-strokes that could have been treated. Advanced infections instead of early ones easily treated, and permanent organ damage that could have been saved with prompt treatment are outcomes of waiting. Maxine, a 79-year-old from Louisiana, ignored new leg pain and swelling for 5 days. It was a blood clot that traveled to her lung, causing a pulmonary embolism that nearly killed her. Apply the 48-hour rule, where any new symptom lasting more than 48 hours requires a doctor call, and any severe symptom like chest pain, difficulty breathing, sudden weakness, or severe headache requires immediate 911 calls. Don't wait to see if it gets better. Don't worry about bothering anyone or being embarrassed if it turns out to be nothing. False alarms are infinitely better than missed emergencies. Call your doctor about that symptom you've been ignoring right now, today, not tomorrow. The longer you wait, the worse your outcome will be. Habit 5. Keeping guns accessible. Maintaining easily accessible firearms when you live alone or have any cognitive decline, depression, or balance issues creates extreme danger. Studies published in medical journals show that seniors with accessible firearms have significantly higher rates of accidental injuries and tragic outcomes. As cognitive function declines even slightly, risk multiplies dramatically. Memory issues can cause you to forget a gun is loaded or where you put it. Balance problems increase chance of falls, where you grab for support and accidentally discharge a weapon. Confusion during nighttime wandering can lead to tragic mistakes, where you don't recognize family members. Clayton, an 85-year-old from Nevada, kept a loaded handgun in his bedside table. During a confused episode at night, he mistook his son for an intruder and nearly shot him. Have family members store firearms elsewhere. Use multiple safety locks, including trigger locks and gun safes. Store ammunition in completely separate locked locations, or remove guns entirely from your home. If you insist on keeping firearms, at minimum secure them in biometric safes, ensure they're unloaded, and store ammunition separately under lock. Better yet, recognize that at this stage of life, risks far outweigh any perceived protection benefits. Secure or remove firearms today while your judgment is clear, before a confused moment, fall, or cognitive lapse leads to tragedy that can never be undone. Once a trigger is pulled, there is no undo button. Place 1. Casinos and gambling venues. Frequent casino visits after 75 expose you to predatory tactics specifically designed to exploit seniors' cognitive vulnerabilities and social isolation. Research from Yale shows that gambling addiction onset in seniors over 75 progresses faster and causes more financial devastation than in younger adults. Casinos deliberately create confusing environments with no clocks, making you lose track of time. Constant stimulation impairing judgment, and free alcohol further impairing decisions. Rapid loss of retirement savings, home foreclosure, bankruptcy destroying financial security, and severe family conflict are outcomes. Yvonne, a 76-year-old from New Jersey, started visiting casinos twice weekly for entertainment. Within a year, she gambled away over $80,000 of retirement savings and was facing foreclosure. If you enjoy gambling, set strict monthly budgets of money you can afford to lose entirely. Go with accountability partners who have permission to tell you when to leave and limit visits to once monthly maximum. Better yet, find alternative entertainment that doesn't put financial security at risk. Senior centers and hobby clubs provide social connection without financial danger. Protect your financial security today, because one gambling addiction could destroy everything you've saved in months. Every dollar you gamble is a dollar you won't have for medical care or basic needs. Place 2. Timeshare presentations and free vacation offers. Attending timeshare presentations makes you the target of high-pressure sales tactics designed to exploit seniors' cognitive vulnerabilities and difficulty saying no. The Federal Trade Commission reports that seniors over 75 are primary victims of timeshare fraud, losing an average of $50,000 per incident. These presentations use psychological manipulation, including isolation, where they separate you from family, time pressure by keeping you there for hours until resistance breaks, and confusion through complex contracts. Legally binding contracts draining thousands annually in maintenance fees, inability to exit commitments, liens placed on your home if you stop paying, and devastated retirement funds are results. Bernard, an 81-year-old from South Carolina, attended a timeshare presentation to get a free weekend vacation. 6 hours later, exhausted and confused, he signed a contract committing to $8,000 upfront and $200 annually for life. Never attend timeshare presentations regardless of incentives offered. If family suggests it, firmly decline and explain risks. Hang up immediately on calls offering free trips requiring presentations. If you want to vacation, book it yourself through reputable travel agencies. Decline that free vacation offer today before it costs you your financial independence. There is no such thing as a free vacation. Place 3. Protests, large rallies, or crowded demonstrations. Attending protests or large gatherings after 75 exposes you to dangerous crowd dynamics and overwhelming physical demands. Emergency medicine research shows seniors in crowd situations have dramatically higher injury rates from crushing falls and inability to evacuate quickly. Sudden crowd surges can knock you down, causing trampling injuries often fatal for seniors. If crowds panic and run, you cannot move fast enough to escape. Standing for hours causes dehydration or heat stroke. Wilma, a 78-year-old from Oregon, attended a large public rally. When the crowd suddenly surged, she was knocked down, trampled, and suffered broken ribs and a concussion. Support causes through donations funding organizations, letters and phone calls to representatives, and social media where you can share information safely. Your voice matters, but it doesn't require physically attending large, unpredictable gatherings. You can make a difference without putting yourself in danger. Express your views safely from home, because your life is worth more than attending any rally. Dead activists can't continue the fight. Stay safe, so you can continue supporting causes for years to come. Place 4. Poorly lit parking garages and isolated lots. Walking alone in dark parking garages or isolated lots makes you a prime target for criminals and creates severe fall risks. FBI statistics show seniors are specifically targeted in parking areas because criminals know seniors are less able to run or fight back. Poor lighting hides uneven pavement and tripping hazards causing serious falls. Criminals target seniors knowing they're easy victims. Dark corners allow attacks without witnesses. Denise, an 80-year-old from Maryland, parked in a dark corner of a shopping mall parking garage. She was mugged walking to her car, pushed to the ground, and suffered a broken arm and stolen purse. Always park in well-lit areas immediately near entrances, even if it costs more. Ask stores for security escort services. Shop during daylight hours whenever possible. Use valet parking when available. Most stores offer escort services if you ask at customer service. Your safety is worth the extra effort. Change your parking habits immediately, because the next dark parking lot could be where disaster strikes. Saving money on parking is not worth being mugged or falling in the dark. Place 5. Beaches or pools. Without lifeguards. Swimming or walking on beaches without lifeguard supervision after 75 dramatically increases drowning risk. The CDC reports adults over 75 have the second highest drowning rates, with most incidents occurring in unsupervised areas. Sudden cramps, heart issues, or waves knocking you down in water become fatal when no trained rescuer is present. Even strong swimmers drown when medical emergencies strike in water. If you fall and hit your head in unsupervised areas, you could drown in water you could normally stand in. Vincent, a 79-year-old from California, went swimming alone at an unguarded beach. He suffered a heart episode in the water and drowned before anyone noticed he was in distress. Only swim at beaches or pools with active lifeguards on duty. Never swim alone. Stay in shallow water where you can always touch bottom. Tell lifeguards you're entering water so they watch you, and exit immediately if you feel dizzy or chest discomfort. Wear brightly colored swim caps so lifeguards can easily spot you. Swim only where lifeguards can save you, because your next swim shouldn't be your last. Swim smart. Swim safe. Swim supervised. Always. Let me quickly recap. Stop saying you'll handle everything alone, denying memory issues, refusing help, insisting on unrestricted driving or skipping appointments. Never live without daily check-ins. Mix alcohol with medications. Use ladders. Ignore new symptoms. Or keep accessible firearms. Avoid casinos, timeshare presentations, large rallies, dark parking areas, and unsupervised swimming. These proven strategies, backed by major medical institutions, keep seniors over 75 safe, independent, and alive. You have power right now to implement changes that could literally save your life and preserve independence for years to come. If these warnings opened your eyes to dangers you didn't know existed, hit that like button immediately. Drop a comment telling me which surprised you most, or which one you're changing today. Subscribe right now so you never miss crucial information protecting your health and safety. Share this video immediately with every senior over 75, your spouse, your siblings, your neighbors, your friends from church. Someone you love is making at least one of these 15 deadly mistakes right now. Sharing this could prevent their fall, save their life savings, or literally save their life. They're counting on you to care enough to share.